This is one-on-one session with the ForumIAS founder and director Ayush Sinha. In this session, students are asked questions to test their preparedness for the personality test. One-on-one sessions are not mock panel sessions.
May I come in, sir?
Please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Have a seat. Akshita,
Yes, sir.
so you are from Jamshedpur in Jharkhand.
Sir, I was born in Jamshedpur. Presently, we are residing at Ranchi.
Tell me, Jharkhand has some problem of Naxalism. Tell me what are the 2 or 3 criteria for an area to become a Naxal hotspot?
Sir, I'm not very clear about the criteria that to become an Naxal hotspot. However, there have to be recurrent activities of left-wing extremism. I'm sure that should
That
be.
is what is the hotspot about. So, for example, Naxalism will not start in Delhi, sometimes not in Haryana. Can you think and tell me what happens when does Naxalism take root in a certain place?
So, should I tell the reasons for Naxalism?
Factors.
So one of the factors that I can think of is land encroachment. So that happened quite a lot in Jharkhand because the tribal land alienation was one of the reasons. Another reason was the illiteracy can be one of the reasons. Lack of skill and employment opportunities can be the reason. And tribal alienation from the general political governance system of the state. That can be a reason. So these are a few factors that I think of.
What are the challenges for Jharkhand as a state today?
So there are many challenges. One is, of course, Naxalism. Another can be, so there's a lack of skill development among the tribals. The third one is the resource curse. We have 40% of the mineral resources of the country. However, 40% of the population is below poverty line in Jharkhand. Then we have problems, social problems like witch hunting, that also is there. So these are the problems.
Akshita, you have studied in St. Xaviers School.
Yes.
Which place was it?
Bokaro Steel City.
And you have done LLB in Campus Law Center.
Yes.
What these days there are a lot of cases of live-in relationships. What is your opinion on it?
So I think as far as two consenting adults are supposed to make a decision, that is very much valid. And the court also now and then has given recognition to live-in relationships as relationships in the nature of marriage. So I think it's as far as there's consent, it is fine.
Do you think the time has come to implement the Uniform Civil Code?
So I think it is too soon for that. But
why is it too soon? 7 decades of independence, a constitutional prerogative is there to implement, and you are saying it is too soon?
Sir, I believe that we definitely need to make progress in that direction. But the progress has to be made in a consultative manner and in a very graded approach. Because if we
Alright, but if we consult the communities, it is very likely that they are not likely to support. Sarda Act, Sati Abolition Act, Child Marriages Prevention Act, to Domestic Violence Act. Communities will not agree. Even to domestic violence, don't you think communities are going to say that how can the state get inside matters of the family? Inside the family, it is the head of the family who has complete sovereignty. But the state is getting inside.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? Now you're saying that Uniform Civil Code, 7 decades of independence, we are celebrating Amrit Kal, isn't it? Then also you're saying it is too soon. Now don't you think there is a moral responsibility before the state? Or you're waiting for another Raja Ram Mohan Roy or Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar to be born and then bring social changes in our society?
Sir, there will be definite opposition, but any policy matter has to be, or any legislation that delves in the policy domain has to have a consultative approach. That is my limited understanding. And opposition...
You're a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what are some 2 or 3 tests of a good law? When would you say this is a good law? Or if those things are not there, then you would say that law is not good.
Sir, I can think of the principle of proportionality, that the objective that is sought and the injury that might occur because of the objective, there has to be a proportionate relationship between those. Then I can think of, sir, reasonable accommodation, the reasonable aspirations of different sections of the society need to be implemented. And sir, I'm also an economics graduate, so I would also think on the cost benefit analysis. So yeah, so that's all I think of.
Have you read Poor Economics?
Sir, I haven't.
Okay. Can you name one famous Nobel laureate who has recently won the Nobel Prize and he's either Indian or of Indian origin?
Is there in economics? Mr. Abhijit Banerjee has won that prize.
He has written some book?
That is Poor Economics.
Poor. What did he get the Nobel Prize for?
So it was a experimental approach that basically incentivized certain in terms of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. They incentivized people to use areas in.
You listen and sing bhajans.
Yes, sir.
How did you get into this habit?
I got into because of my mother's aspirations. She sings well, so she introduced me to it.
Can you sing us a bhajan, a small 2 or 3 lines?
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
तुम उठो सिया श्रृंगार करो अब धनुष राम ने तोड़ा है तुम उठो सिया श्रृंगार करो अब धनुष राम ने तोड़ा है भाई तोड़ा है सीता से नाता जोड़ा है तुम उठो सिया श्रृंगार करो अब धनुष राम ने तोड़ा है.
Wonderful. So this is on the occasion of when Lord Ram
got married to.
We are going through Amrit Kal. When is this period designated?
So 2047 is the time when we will finish.
When will it begin?
So this is the Amrit Kal. We are in Amrit Kal. We have 75 years of independence.
Who has coined this term?
So I'm not sure. I can take a guess, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
Mr. Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister.
You being the Prime Minister. You also do practice of Isha Kriya. What does it entail?
So it is a meditation practice that is introduced by Sadhguru, and Isha means the source of creation, and Kriya is an activity. So it is an activity that basically connects us to the source of creation, that is our consciousness that resides within us. So it's a 15-minute meditation practice.
Tell me, if you were made an advisor to the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, what 3 areas would you focus on to improve the state's economy?
So in economic terms, I would think of skill development. There is a huge potential for labor skilling, and there is a definite resource in terms of the traditional practices that are there in Jharkhand. So I would definitely think in terms of A, skill development, B, so branding of the minor forest produce and the traditional products of the Jharkhand. So that can also be done. We do have Tribes India, but a better branding can obviously be a right way forward. And the third one would be in terms of women entrepreneurship, because Jharkhand being a tribal state is a very women-led state, and as we're moving, as the Honorable Prime Minister of the nation has also said, that we need to move towards women-led development. So I would definitely capitalize on that.
What does women empowerment mean to you?
So women empowerment means having the freedom of choice. So if a woman has to make a choice in whatever domain she likes to do, so she has to be free to make that choice. That is empowerment of women.
Why do you want to join the civil services?
Because, sir, in my all honesty, it offers the dynamism that I've been looking for, and it offers a legitimate authority to make changes earlier in the administrative field at the ground level, and later on in the policy domain.
All right, interview is over.
Thank you, sir.